I was just looking at our up. We rolled a shitty one.
What'd you roll?
10-man team.
What's up, everybody? Icebreaker here. Tonight, coming at you again with more Boom Talk with the awesome SkullCrusher. What's happening, Skull?
Hey, what's up, Aaron? What's up, everybody? I see so many awesome people in the chat as well. I do want to give a big shout out to Martin and Beast Mode, guys. We got so many awesome people on the call here today. It's going to be a great stream. Big shout out to, I see Hassan, I see Gavin, I see Driver Dude, Casimir, Tiago. What's up, buddy? How's everybody doing tonight?
What's happening, everyone?
We're good, thanks, Skull.
Yeah, we've got...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I figured I'd shut up now just so I stopped talking.
We have got Beast and Martin on call, but as always, nobody really cares about that. So we'll just skip that. We've introduced the important people, which is myself and Skull. So we're all good.
Oh, no, but on a serious note, yeah, you guys are awesome. And, of course, massive, massive shout-out to Beast Mode and to Martin. And I just want to, off-topic here, with regards to Martin, for getting his second account into Legendary for Warships. Martin was actually got two accounts with 6ER into Legendary. That's impressive.
Cheers, man.
It's because he's got nothing better to do.
I managed to get it all done early yesterday. I was asleep by 9:30 last night. Last 2 previous nights were a right grind. Anyway, this isn't Warships. This is something different.
Let's put some tunes on.
You're slacking, Aaron. You should have done this already.
I know, my bad.
What have you been up to all day?
I know, got nothing better to do. Who we got in the chat then, chaps? Let's, who we got?
We've got quite a few in so far. We've got G-Burn. What's happening, G-Burn? We've got Gavin
Hey,
YouTube,
G-Burn.
Jano, Driver Dude, Casimir. Who else we've got in here? Tiago Rocky. Emilio. What's happening? Axe Derby, D-Man. Who else we've got in here? Davey Boy. What's happening, Davey Boy?
Hey, we got Pete Minstrel. What's up, Pete?
What's up, Pete?
The
We've got
pirate.
Falcor as well. Patsy.
What's happening, guys?
What's happening, everyone?
Yeah, so good to see everybody in the chat right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I know you guys are loving these tribes already.
Said no one ever.
Exactly, said no one ever. Which one of you boys are planning the medic core rush first?
Should have all medics and Bullet on his own.
Yeah, no kid. You know what? Bullet on his own would probably still get it done, but you throw in the full loadout of medics, and surprisingly, I think that might do a little better than we think.
Bullet on his own is OP anyway.
Throw a few with a few medkits thrown on him as well. He should be good.
Yeah. If you've actually bothered to boost them.
I just didn't. I honestly, when I looked at it this morning, and maybe someone in chat can sort of verify that, I really thought they hadn't changed, because I'm pretty sure the last cycle was rocket launcher health, not damage, cryo speed rather than cryo health. It just looks like they've not.
Did they honestly just like flip flop the healing to damage, or the damage to health, or?
I think we had. Did we have Power Stone, or was it? No, we had the extended shocks, didn't we, last time round? That
Shock
one's
duration
gone.
extension. Yep, we did have that.
That one's gone to be replaced by something else. We haven't sort of done too much research on this. It was just something that I suggested this morning that we do, because I was just amazed at how the same that these tribes were. I think this is the third cycle in a row. So the 5th and 6th week, we've had medics feature in the tribes. It's just like, hey, come on, with the whole world of Boom, of the possibilities, the scope for different tribe damage, different tribe boosts. You could have rocket launcher range extension and all manner of just. And so it's just the same old. And I just suggested to Aaron in our admin chat that we do something on tribes, because I think that the development team obviously needs some help in coming up with fresh ideas for tribes.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that too there, because I can just like hear the frustration in your voice, and I think a lot of people can definitely relate to you on that. Like, unless Supercell is like pushing some secret healing factor agenda in Boom Beach, I mean, like, they are literally like double whammying us with the Lifewell tribe's medkit healing, and then Fire Spike tribe medic healing. Now, to my understanding, the Fire Spike tribe has always been like some sort of like damage boost tribe. I don't know if that's a mistake or if that is an actual honest medic healing Fire Spike tribe, but they are just bombarding us with it. Maybe there's a secret agenda. I mean, they did showcase the whole medic chopper thing not too long ago. I don't know if this is tying into it.
I don't think that
Pioneer health, rocket launcher health, they are really pushing the health, boys.
I don't think that medic chopper thing was anything to be taken notice of. It's just really one of them little cartoon
videos.
Yeah, just one of them cartoon videos.
Is that coming now?
Hey?
Is there an actual thing coming with a medic chopper?
No, that's what I'm
saying. Because if there is,
I don't think.
No, they just had a funny little. They just had one of those funny animation clip videos that they uploaded.
Yeah, I don't think
they were actually implying to the fact that a medic chopper was coming to the game. It's just the fact that there's so much healing and health factors going on with which the tribes and in the game with that last upload as well from Boom Beach's YouTube channel. I don't know. I'm just thinking conspiracy theory here. We're going like way down the rabbit hole.
Just touching back on what you said just then, Skull, about damage and stuff like that. Somebody messaged me earlier. It was Sue who said for tribe boosts about specific damage or specific defense damage against specific troops. So something like boom cannon damage extra 50% against tanks. Rather than just 50% generally, just 50% against tanks. And again, you could do the similar sort of thing with, sort of do the reverse of that with troops, doing damage, more damage on the HQ or more damage to just defenses and not the HQ,
Okay.
just to chop it up a little bit.
Just to kick off this chat in the right way, though. So when the tribes first came out, I'm sure most of us saw the video, the hype. It was when Drew was still CM at the time. And the caption of that video, the main thing that they wanted everyone to take away from it was the fact that they could have endless possibilities with what the tribes could do. And I think they've got into a cycle of giving us the same things over and over, and I don't think it's anything in particular that they really think, right, this is what we're doing for the next 6 months, but we haven't seen anything new on the tribes, I would say, for 2 years.
Has it been 2 years that the tribes have? I guess so. Wow.
Yeah, it's been all of that.
I'm trying to remember exactly when, because the game is honestly it's introduced so many new. Well, not for a while. It hasn't introduced any new updates. But leading up to heroes, tribes, warships. It's hard to kind of specifically remember exactly when that exact update was. But yeah, I do remember tribes being a massive deal when it was first coming to the game. It was a great reward essentially for those max level players. For expanding the archipelago. I think little extra boost here and there. I could be wrong.
I have the wiki open on my other screen. But there's no date to say. It doesn't say when tribes were added. But I've got it up anyway, just for notes and stuff.
Drew was definitely the community manager, because I do remember the release video, and I remember him saying, like you just said, B, specifically that the options for tribal boosts were limitless, that they could be whatever the dev team wanted them to be. And I feel now that each tribe, the Lifewell, the Fire Spike, it's almost like they've got maybe a dozen or 15 different boosts assigned to them, and each one's pulled up on a random number generator each fortnight, and that's the tribe. There doesn't seem to be any thought process that goes into what is the point in having medkits and medics healing this week. Like your comment this morning, I mean, we've got resource reward on crab weekend. Why? For the love of God!
I didn't put that one together yet. We've got resource reward on crab weekend. Yeah, let that settle in.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's the one weekend of the month where resources are unlimited. In all seriousness, they are unlimited. If you want to keep on pushing, if you've got upgrades to do and everything else, and when you think of it this way, you can only do a certain amount of upgrades during that weekend. If you're sort of towards the top end of maxing out, each upgrade for a really big one is, 24 hours, 30 hours?
So wouldn't a better tribal boost then be builder speed?
Yeah.
For example.
Like that would actually make a lot more sense.
That's quite a good idea.
That would be a fair trade.
That's quite a good idea, actually.
Then again, mostly with, the builders, and not necessarily the builders, but just a tribe like that would definitely cater more so towards, I don't want to say the more novice players, but the players that haven't been playing as long, because, Aaron, Beast Mode, Martin, yourself, myself, majority of the people in the chat as well, we're all maxed accounts, with pretty much maxed everything, and an extra builder really isn't going to mean much for us. But for a lot of those players that are still getting into the game now, and, to have that incentive to keep playing, I think that would be a great idea. But then again, what level are you
Saying that, though,
when your map is fully expanded?
Pang's just brought up a fair point. Builder speed will only help players who have unlocked tribes.
That's what I'm getting at. Thank you, Pang.
Yeah.
So what level are you when you fully unlock tribes?
HQ's radar level 20 is all of tribes.
Okay,
Well,
so that's still
spiking-
fairly high
price
level then. That
spiking
doesn't
per
really cater
second.
much towards the lower level players. Pang does
But
bring
what-
up a good point.
But the first two tribes are Spirit Dancer tribe and Fire Spike tribe. So the first one you can actually get is a Spirit Dancer, and you can get that at around
It's radar 18.
level 4. Yeah, but it's around level 43, I think.
Well,
you can
Yeah,
get
some-
it.
something like that.
So
One of the
would-
things I was going to
help.
suggest with tribes, that when you open up that first island that tells you, rather than waiting for to open up the whole area, you should be able to exploit some of the tribe, maybe only a 10% boost, so you wouldn't be able to max out the tribe, but the moment you open that island that is the Fire Spike tribe, then you should be able to access a small percentage of it.
Yeah. What's happening, Shish? Go see you dropping in the chat there. If builder speed is on the table, let's go for troop reload time reduction too. That's a fair point.
Well, no, because that is just
Well, yeah, it's kind of...
blatantly taken away from their money. But I mean, I suppose you can say the same for builder speed reduction with the extra builders. But
Yeah, I mean, the point that what I was getting at was that it's just something off the wall. It's not the regular tribal boosts that we've been getting. It's something different. Now, I appreciate that obviously builder speed and reload time regeneration does play against the money making thing, which is, at the end of the day, Supercell's a business, and we all appreciate that. But it's something that nobody's sort of thought of. It's something that no one's done. It's new. It's different, and that's really what we want from these tribes, isn't it? Something that's different.
I remember when tribes were first added that the players and that would have input on what tribes would be and when they would come. Like you could vote on the boosts and stuff like that. You know how they've let us vote recently on the temporary gunboat ability. Why can't they do that for tribes? That'd be great.
Now, when Boom Beach is having these votes for the community, are these votes that are done on Twitter, or is it any other social media platforms?
I think Twitter
I
is like the first and foremost place, and then sometimes it sort of filters down to Facebook as well.
Because you know what, like I don't even recall them having the polls for getting the community incentive on, hey guys, what tribes should we be having this week? I don't think I was active on Twitter around that time.
I don't think
I love that idea.
I don't think the votes for tribes ever took place, but they did. No. They did do the 2 or 3 big votes that I do remember are the one recently for the temporary gunboat ability, and people voted for speed serum, and the last big one before that was for crab and having the recharge time or 40 attacks up front. After they did it for the one-off on crab, everybody loved it. They then polled the community to see if the players wanted that all the time or not.
Pang brings up another good point, the fact that the votes would honestly bring up the same tribes, which is why once in a while, I think, once a month, maybe once every 2 months, get that in, community input. Mm-hmm. Even though we know we're all going to be going for either, gunboat energy boost or Zuka damage.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, I think, to be fair, I think tribes now have been going for so long and we keep having the same ones over and over now. It's just stale. Nobody's really bothered about what the tribes are they? They don't really make a huge difference to anything, really, to be fair.
Well, I mean, some.
Yeah, I think some are pretty good for like.
I think what I'm trying to say here. Like some do. Like for instance, like crab weekends. When they're loading us with a gunboat energy tribe and Zuka damage. I know Zukas aren't the primary troop. For crab. There's the occasional level here and there. But that gunboat energy during crab, that is a massive boost for crab. You can literally change your statue formation due to the fact that you have a gunboat energy. Tribe, and you've got 50% more gunboat energy to play with, or 55%, whatever it is.
Yep.
I think that might be one of the only tribes that makes that much of an impact. That literally can force you to change your statue formation due to the fact that you've got a tribe that gives you gunboat energy.
Yeah, Shish says
Pang has got a point of every vote.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He has got a point, but that's where if they're going to do these votes and things like that, then they need to put something new into these votes to see what people want, because obviously we all want Zuka damage. Obviously we all want extra GBE or cheap shots. Of course we do.
Guilty.
Of course we do. You know, and I don't care what level of the game you are, they're the kind of things that you do want, because, you know, you can switch things up. You can go for less GBE statues and have more damage for those 2 weeks, you know? And it's things like that will be the difference between being in certain positions on leaderboards. But if they actually just change it up and give something new and fresh in there, then we'll start seeing some different votes, you know, and we'll see different gameplays.
Jano's just said in the chat, Tribe should have a standard boost which you don't have to pay any resources to. I kind of get the sentiment of that. He says about you pay millions of gold to unlock the parts of the map, and then to pay for the tribe upgrades, and then you got to boost it every 2 weeks, which is kind of the whole point of why they added tribes in the first place, was to give max level players to have something to do with their resources. That was
resource management, essentially. Yes, I agreed.
That was kind of the point of tribes to start off with. So I don't think that's the right way to go back, because then people still moan they've got too many resources. You know, they don't boost their tribes because they're crap, or they boost
Dude, that's me. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I think not the last one, because the shock bomb duration, I got caught off guard with that. I boosted it and then realized for the whole tribe cycle I just completely screwed my bullet shock point on op hits. But there's been a few tribes that have I found myself guilty of literally not checking, and then I find out like 2 days before it ends, like, holy crap, like, we've got tank life leech or Zuka damage or just something absurd like that. So I find myself getting caught off guard, I guess, finding it stale and not checking enough. So give us something new.
Yeah.
So Pang's just said there, do we want them? It means it means everyone will go up and make Intel grind harder. So why can't we have like an Intel boost tribe? Hey, there's an idea.
Like, when you say Intel boost tribe, like, what, you've got like a 50% chance.
So I think at the moment it's 20. On this hit? Yeah, it's 25% on a NPC and 50% on a player base. Is that right?
I couldn't confirm it. I know Shish is in the chat. He would probably be able to confirm that for us.
But could you not increase that? I mean, not to 100%, but marginally, you could increase that.
Nah, I don't agree with that personally, but
I don't know. Again, it's just other things that would boost within the game, isn't it? You know.
No, NPC is definitely 1 in 4, so it's a 25% chance.
25%.
Yeah, he was right on the 25%.
Yeah.
See, Yo-Yo saying, I have a nice idea about tribes. We all remember. Oh no, that's wrong. Sorry, wrong one. Rather than votes, why not have multiple options for each tribe and let people pick the tribe they want? Majority of people will pick the same one, but at least gives us a choice.
Well, then you better have those tribes like almost like the same. Like, for instance, like the Fire Spike tribe. Maybe you get a pick out of either Gunboat Energy, Zuka damage, or I don't know what's something else that is even as close to good as those ones. You'd have to have them very similar, to actually make players think, that you're giving up this for this. I do like that. You just would have to have the tribes like similar.
Yeah, I'm not sure having multiple choice ones is even. I don't think it's because even if you have multiple choice ones, with the ones they are right now, you still be having the same choices what you've got now. You just have a different version of them, each week. But it'll still be the same stale boosts that we've seen multiple times. And I see a Mr. Nuno in the chat. What's happening, Nuno?
Yeah. Hey, Nuno. Thanks for coming along.
I could see something like this happening.
Hey, big shout out to Nuno. Yeah.
It wouldn't be too immediately, and I'll have to convince our devs to do it. It's all about convincing those devs.
Welcome to the chat, Nuno.
Yeah, what's up, Nuno? Welcome to the chat, buddy. Where are we? I've lost track of the chat now.
Yeah, I just want to add on that Shishka's right there. Pretty much like what I was saying is that it would have to be balanced if they were to go in that direction. Obviously, they're not going to be going in that direction, but they would have to be balanced tribes to pick from. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we just remind people that this game is free to play, so we can't moan too much about what they give us? No, that's very true. But
No, I mean,
at the same time, at the same time, I think it's fair to at least discuss ideas for it and where we'd like to see it and stuff, because people go on Reddit and they moan and they cry about it all the time, and it's just it never.
You wanted to say something else?
Yeah, I did want to say something else. And it doesn't really get anywhere. So having conversations like this shows the community that people are listening. And
look out for Apex Praise next comment when it comes up.
how about a disconnect tribe that you increase the share disconnects when attacking your main base? Brilliant.
I like the humor in that. And Aaron, just to kind of touch on what you were saying there earlier about just us discussing potential ideas that we think would make the game better. That's exactly what this is. I mean, like nothing that we say is going to be implemented in game. This is just ideas from us, from members of the community, that send messages, to Aaron, the BBTFRG, that give us the opportunity, to talk about it on, a platform or stream like this. So thank you, Aaron.
I was
just to pick up Shiska's comment here. I like the random tribes. It promotes more diverse metas on the archipelago. So okay,
on the what,
I agree with that. Yes, shut up.
I'm all for the diverse meta. So I also agree with Shishka on that.
I agree with him completely on that. But I think the problem is they're not random anymore. No. They're really not as random as they were.
They're very stagnant, aren't they? We don't seem to be getting. I know you use the term good ones, but good ones is subjective, and lots of people would benefit. Certain tribes benefit. Even like
mediocre. Yeah, even mediocre good tribes like tank life leech, medic life leech, medic damage, rifleman life leech, any of the life leeches, any of the damages are leech lives, whatever. I think I always mix those up.
Yeah.
Those are I believe like one tier under, like the gunboat energy and the Zuka damage. I don't think we've ever had bombardier damage, because that would obviously cater for max level players, and that would be insane.
See,
I knew you just say medic damage in the chat.
I see a Spock in the chat.
Yeah, I see Spock.
What's happening, Spock?
Yo-Yo brings up a fair point. 70% of max players, probably not 70%, but a high percentage of max players don't actually care about tribes. Most of us don't even clear map, which is true. Some are pushing VP, but
Aaron definitely doesn't.
But they can still do that like in the old days. Well, I know me and Pang were chatting earlier on in our FunUps channel about exactly this, and about how tribes can influence the VP pushing meta and the pool at the top. It's about people who rely on the good tribes who then push up loads of VP. But he was saying that he actually gained more VP when the tribes were worse, because the players that were relying on the tribes to get up there sort of fell away.
I think I saw that comment. Yeah. That was in the BBTFRG telechat, right?
Yeah, in FunOps, yeah.
Okay, I saw that.
He was saying, so those players who rely on those better tribes to get their VP up, as soon as those tribes are gone, those players then drop, which means the players who don't have to rely on the tribes, like Yo-Yo saying, those players then are promoted back up the leaderboard on just pure skill alone, not relying on those tribes. So I think Yo-Yo has a point. I don't think it's probably not 70%, but the rest of what he said is pretty apt. I mean, I don't map clear.
We know.
I don't really play at the moment.
I used to clear my map. I used to clear my map every night. Like, I mean, I myself, I consider, I could be wrong, I consider 1100 VP somewhat high, so I try to maintain that VP level, but even like, I don't clear my map every night, I think I'll destroy the NPCs, I might warrior rush the ones that don't have the shield gens, and then, the next day when I get that boost on for the op, then I have that opportunity to clear my map, but no, at least I don't clear it every night anymore.
See, Nevin, am I going to try it? Nevin Inventer, in the warship season, tribes should have prizes or reinforcements for the warship players. Do you think there is a way that they could implement tribe boosts that benefit warships in some way?
No, I don't think so.
Maybe not in the conventional sense, like troop damage and stuff, but maybe something else.
Well, to be honest, I think the whole point of warships is to create an even playing field for the lower levels and the higher level players. So if you went and introduced tribe boost for warships specifically, if those lower level players hadn't maxed out that tribe, then they've automatically got a disadvantage.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I think it'd be very, very hard to implement something like that.
That's true. That's true. Apex Prey, Nuno, why are you not hosting this? He's not hosting it because we're hosting it. That's our idea. It's our show.
And to be honest, I think this probably, with respect to Nuno and everything that he does, if they were to host this, if Supercell were to host this, there would be, we know what would happen. We know what it would degenerate into.
Yeah.
With us hosting this the way we do, we kind of, and then we can filter out that information and take it to them.
And to be fair, to give Nuno his due, Nuno has been very supportive of this stream and this series behind the scenes. We quite often exchange notes afterwards. He's been quite vocal on what we've been doing. He's happy to see us doing what we do to get sort of a dialogue between the players and themselves without the people kicking off and just going for the jugular every chance they get. So, this is just a way of, one, is providing content for you guys and us, and it's kind of providing that service so that Supercell don't have to do it. And like I said, we can filter out the rubbish and the hate. And hopefully work together, which is kind of the whole point, is it not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Supercell,
Well said, Aaron.
Supercell and Nuno are very involved on the back end. And like you said, he's been in the chat every time we've done one of these streams. So he says, I'd rather leave it to you guys. You do a great job. Thanks, Nuno.
Thanks,
Nuno. We'll leave it there. He is, just because they're not hosting the stream and it's not on their channel or whatever, they are involved. Behind.
Doesn't mean it doesn't go unseen.
Yeah, they are involved in other, sort of behind the scenes, should we say? But forget about the old days.
So
forget about the whole thing.
we talk. So what ideas have you guys in the chat? What ideas have you got for potential new tribes and sort of some realistic ones? Some ones that wouldn't have a detriment. I mean, we tried what was the gunboat one? The gunboat gunboat game, wasn't it? We saw that once and never to be repeated. That was just insane.
Yeah.
Yeah, but things like that do keep it fresh, and then you see new ideas. You see
read Shish comment.
Yeah, I see it.
You definitely should read it.
Yeah, Shish saying you couldn't have this on the main BB channel. Way too many noobs. I don't think it's about the noobs. I'm quite happy to entertain and inform the noobs. It's just they're haters, which just get out of hand. just look at Reddit. You'll see what I mean.
Michael, we opened the stream up with your comment, actually. If you were here on time, you'd have known that. It's all right, Scully. He's in my task force, but get away with that.
Michael saying, Aaron Tellmine can't chat much. That's Suit Boy. He's at work at the moment. I read his message out earlier about having specific boosts for specific defences against certain troops and vice versa stuff. So we did cover that, Suit. I got you, boy. Who we got guys in the chat? Let's have a look.
So we've got Tiago's just saying, to be honest, I only boost my tribes this week because I don't have anything to spend my resources. Yeah.
That's kind of the point.
If you boost that resource reward for this weekend, you'll have even less to spend it on.
Yeah. I think that's the point, though. With Crab coming up, I think a lot of people like having good, I'll use that word again, good tribes for Crab. Like Tank Life Leech or Speed or something crazy like that really does have a really good impact on Crab. But, having resource reward when Crab is literally in a minute it's a waste of a tribe. When you could have something there that would be good for Crab, like Tank Life Leech or Speed, something like that people would actually enjoy, would push energy into the game. People would be able to play it for longer because they'd have better tribes. which I know is controversial in itself. I know a lot of the crab pushers don't like having really good tribes for crabs that have really good perks, because then it just makes it a massive grind. So
yeah, I was just gonna say, then it gets to a point where it's almost like we're just being babied for the crab, in the sense of, you know, take this, take this, take this, take this, and you know, go wild.
Yeah.
You know, let's be honest here. Like, I know we're doing a tribe stream and not a crab stream, but I think I shared, like, you commented on this, Aaron. I think I shared a picture on my SkullCrusher Facebook a couple weeks ago about one of the highest crab stages back from like 2000, and it was 17 or 18, and I think it was like stage one of the high 60s, like 67 or 68 or just something silly like that. And like that was considered high back then.
If you got to level 50 on crab, you were a god back in the day.
You were.
Do you know what I mean?
I think first crab, I mean, I'm just taking a shot in the dark here. My main account, SkullCrusher, I believe was in like the high 40s or low 50s, but I think I got to like stage 30 or above 30, and like that I thought was insane. You know, the fact that players are actually cracking stage 300 now, and you know, whether it's a tribe boost or, you know, crab boost, different game. You know, maybe the next boom talk should be crab.
we could do that. Yeah, we could do that.
I think the problem that we're seeing though is, I know we're saying about these, you know, having decent tribes for crab and stuff like that, but they should kind of be crab specific. So if you look at things like the beastly crab, where, you know, it's a hardcore crab, you don't get very high.
That's kind of the point.
Kind of crabs. But they're the kind of crabs where you expect to have bad tribes. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. And then on crabs like anniversary crab, you'd expect them to be good.
And you know,
and you'd expect a warrior tribe for warrior crab, would you not? And we haven't got one.
Yeah. Andrew Downs made a comment in the chat a little bit back. I don't mean to hate, but which Bright Spark thought 2 health tribes would be good? End of the day, it's a game which is supposed to be fun. I ain't going to have fun with these tribes. That really is what sort of promoted this stream, because it hasn't been planned. It's the fact that the tribes seem to be not thought out very well, that they just seem to be almost pulled out of a hat. And you know,
or a random generator.
or a random generator. You know, like I said, like we discussed off stream this morning, to have resource reward and 2 medic tribes on any week, on any tribe cycle, let alone it being crab.
Nuno, as you're in the chat, how are tribes determined sort of ahead of time? Is it random? Is it done by random generation, or is there like a human or a team sort of putting them together? Just curious to see if it is actually like a randomly generated thing, or whether there is actually,
you know, even if one of those tribes were switched to like Zuka health, I mean, I think even that would make a difference. You know, a better difference.
Yeah, just not healing.
There is human interaction.
That's cool. That's cool. Well, we need to get different humans on the job, you know.
Well, what I would say is that, you know, humans can make mistakes, and you know, maybe two medic tribes wasn't deliberate.
Yeah. Is Spock being serious, or is he being sarcastic? These tribes are great. Please don't change them.
He's probably being serious.
Yeah, he probably is.
It's a VP pusher.
From a VP pusher, yeah, they're good.
That's definitely relying or banking off of the Pang comment that you guys were having earlier about how worse tribes actually kind of cater more towards the VP pushers, because
kind of the point, is it not? Because what I would consider good tribes, because I'm, you know, first and foremost an offensive player, so I want troop damage and troop health, or life leech, or something in that sort of realm of things. But for players who are VP pushing and maybe playing with lots of ice, they're not going to want those ones. They're going to want, at least some of the time, you know, talking about balance, you know, we can't have, you know, one set of tribes isn't going to please everybody, is my point. There's always going to be somebody somewhere who doesn't like them. But now,
we're always going to have our positive Peters and our negative Nancys, but I feel like the negative Nancys always outweigh the positive Peters.
There's just recently, it seems to be that there's very, very few people who are liking the tribes, because there just isn't.
Next comment from Nuno.
Yeah, I see it. If anything, I expect the VP pushers are probably the players who are affected by it the most, especially when it comes to the defensive ones, and like the defensive boosts. Things like rocket launcher health and things like that are killer for VP pushing. Trying to bar out rocket launchers with 1 GBE statue, So things like that.
Yeah, and when it's backed up with like 10 BH, or I don't know if they actually use 10 BH, but
yeah, sure. But those sort of things have a bigger impact on the higher level players who are, like I said, using ice and stuff. So it is about balance. But like I said, a lot of the time right now, it's feeling like they are never good for anybody, or very, very few people are actually getting anything out of them, so to speak.
As I said earlier, I think this is the third cycle that we've had a medic tribe of some sort.
See,
with
guys,
two.
Just hang on one second. For the guys who were saying about why isn't Supercell hosting these things, and I said about how Nuno's in the chat and we talk, off stream and stuff. He's just said in the chat, well, after seeing this stream, I might consider talking with the devs about doing some sort of poll, like the one we did with the GBAs, but with tribes. We'll see. That Nuno would be great. That's it's a step in the right direction. Like I said earlier, when
even if it's just one of the tribes,
community feedback. I mean, don't put Gumboat energy on there because you know what we're picking. But
yeah. When tribes were first released, the guys in one of the dev videos said that would be a thing. The players would have an input on them, but it's easier said than done, isn't it? So yeah, the guys who say that.
Big shout out to you, Fez man. Thanks for the donation there, buddy.
Yeah, Fez man.
Fez man. Cheers,
Thanks,
man.
Fez. So yeah, back to you, Paul. What were you saying? He doesn't know. He's forgotten.
It's his age. You can't help that. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, he's gone.
Shish, I think we just need better selection. I'm not sure player input achieves that goal. What would be your solution then, Shish? What do you think?
I mean, I think Shish touches on the right thing there. I mean, like us talking about it essentially is the player input, right? I mean, the player input gets to a point where it gets enough attention from the devs where they either, recognize it or don't recognize it, and then they can either react and do something or not do something about it. So I think, we're on the right track in the sense of, like we said before, this is just, a fun Boom Talk stream discussing potential ideas that we think possibly could make the game better. And, the fact that we do have Nunu in the chat, not only interacting with us, but interacting with the viewers, the players as well. I think that puts us in the right spot right now. I mean, I think it definitely puts us on the right path. Nunu can clearly see that, the tribes need some work, or at least this cycle needs some work.
They just need to freshen up, don't they? Do you need a bit of a spit?
Yes.
Poing just said tribes for heroes. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, didn't we have a Sergeant Brick boost once?
Did we?
I got a very...
Yeah, I don't recall.
I think there was a...
I think that was at the same time we had medic damage, though.
Oh, was it?
The medic damage is never like
that. That was the greatest tribe ever.
But he's got a point, though. Tribes for heroes. Why don't the tribes cover heroes? That's a fair point.
How would
the heroes not OP?
Theoretically speaking here, how would you cater a tribe around, let's say, Bullet?
Life leech, movement speed, damage, health.
Okay, my next point is, does he really need all those?
No, he doesn't. But when you look at like Kavan, you could boost.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Boost the housing space for second wind. Increase the number of crystal critters.
You could reduce the size of Brick's backside so she doesn't peep so much on.
Lucky Rex not in the chat. I don't think he'd like that one.
Yeah, he won't like that. I see Nuno's talking about the VP leaderboard is harder to check than it might seem. They're talking about the cheaters on the global leaderboard. A lot of people are still under the belief that a lot of that still goes on. I think a fair amount of that has already been squashed. I think people need to get with the times.
There's a fine line between collusion and cheating, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's playing as a team, which isn't cheating, and then there's cheating.
Aaron,
the blocking.
Nunu just brought up a good point in the chat there. He just mentioned something with regards to what they're taking note of.
What's that? Let's see where
His last comment there.
mech and bombs on the tri boosts. That's good.
We've never had either of those.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean, we were talking about potentially having bombas. You know, that would be something.
Yeah, something like movement speed or life leech.
Mech speed.
The mech
Luke.
definitely need.
Mech speed,
to be
I think,
honest-
would be fun to play with.
Yeah.
But let's
think-
face it,
I think the mech
who
needs-
uses mechs? Who uses
mechs
mechs?
are just tanks
need
with
to
more
just
health
go.
and slower speed.
Yeah, yeah, they need to just go. They're one of the worst things that I think the developers have ever introduced into the game. I would put my hat on the fact that they have less usage than any other item in the game.
In the same way
You
that
know-
Bullet was massively overpowered with his taunt before it got nerfed,
Yeah.
I think mechs are massively
Yeah.
Underwhelming.
useless.
They're a flop.
Underwhelming. That's the correct word. Thank you, Beast.
So Nuno's saying that life leech doesn't work on bombardiers. That's probably because they do that little bit of splash damage. The troops that do splash damage don't get no life leech though. Shish says mech speed
What's that mean,
200%.
KG? Welcome to the stream.
Mech speed 200% at least, and I think that should be before they do a tri boost. Yep. What's happening, KG? What's happening, buddy?
What's up,
Welcome to the stream.
KG? Good to see you, man.
What's happening,
Hey,
Flint?
KG.
See Flint there too.
And
Big shout out to
yeah.
Flint as well.
What's up, Flint? Good to see you.
Groove says, could players vote on upcoming boosts via Reddit, for example, which is what we were just saying a minute ago about, Nuno said about maybe asking the devs for permission to do exactly that, a vote for, or a poll for tribes. Maybe instead of doing it for, say, Spirit Dancer tribe, this, or this, they could just do, here's a set of, was it 5 or 6 tribes? Here's a set of 6 tribes. Here's a second set of 6 tribes, a third set of 6 tribes, and a fourth set of 6 tribes. Which set would you like? You know, one of those ones. They could do it like that.
So we have 4 sets with all tribes already provided to us, and essentially we just
4 options.
we would vote on the best one.
On the 4 options, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably.
I love it.
I think that's probably the easiest way to make it happen, rather than because if you to get the community to vote on every single tribe, you'd have to have like 6 polls for every fortnight. It's not practical, is it? So having mock-ups of 4 different sets of tribes with different options on different sets of tribes on each, and then get community to pick which one they like the most.
What about doing? You could, for example, do the Lifewell Tribe poll on Twitter, Spirit Dancer on Reddit, like Ice Guard on Discord.
Yeah. Again, it's
Frost
No,
Banner.
because there's too many things
it's
to
just
count.
not
then,
practical,
I
is
was
it?
going to say, I think they've got the most followers on YouTube, man. You get a poll on that community tab.
Yeah, I just think that's
Yeah.
impractical. I mean, thinking about Nuno's time and the commitment that it's going to take just to run this at all, as it is, mocking up separate sets of tribes and having the community vote and then implement it. Nuno, don't reset the tribes. We need that resource reward, not max yet. It says camo.
Shady Mike, I'd leave the mechs out on the back streets and let the local scrap metal guys come and pick them apart.
Oh, they have some purpose.
At least they'll be worth something, man.
I was actually using them the other day, just experimenting, swapping out my tanks, for the TMB, Tanks Medics Bombas, but I went Mechs Medics Bombas with Bullet. And, other than the fact that, I've got 2 mechs per boat instead of 3 tanks, and they're a little bit slower, I think they take a little bit more of a beating. They held out really well. I enjoy them every now and then.
Yeah, I think I've seen quite a lot of people like them. They are really healthy, aren't they? But they're just so slow.
Yeah.
The problem is,
It's the speed. It's definitely the speed that gets to a lot of people. So which is why a mech speed boost would be something to consider. But I think we talked about that. Shisk mentioned the 200%.
I see Tiago still going on about the cheaters and whatnot.
There's a couple of them talking.
Yeah, it's probably
Nunu's actually responding to them too.
Yeah, it's probably a discussion for a separate stream though, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at there. But I mean, I don't want to say that. Are we saying that right now, Aaron?
Well, no, I'm just no, of course not. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's because that's one of those subjects that people are passionate about. It's,
Exactly,
I got no
yeah.
love for any cheaters, but at the same time, when players play as a team, like like the Chinese do, like Crab with a Plan does, Ship with a Plan, Sugar Ship. All of those guys all play as a team. They help each other out with strategies and all that kind of stuff, which is what happens on the VP leaderboard, and it happens on all the other leaderboards. That is not cheating. And
no, that's strategy.
That's strategy and playing as a team, playing as a country in a lot of cases. But the actual
the whole
cheating,
motto of the game is come with a plan or leave in defeat.
Yeah.
That's literally the motto of the game.
Yeah.
Come in a plan or leave in defeat. Yeah.
Shish, don't lump us in with the cheaters.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. That's exactly the opposite of what I am doing. I'm saying people who play as a team, like Sugar Ship, Crab with a Plan, and that right there is not cheating. That's playing as a team within the rules of the game. Whereas other players and communities, like the Chinese, who were blocking attacks on their maps and stuff like that. That right there is manipulating the game and cheating outright. But I think Supercell have made steps recently to squash that kind of behaviour. However, people skipping their friends and stuff on their maps, I got no problem with that.
Yeah, but you know what? Just to add on what Shish was mentioning there, I don't think we want to go too much more down the rabbit hole on this stream right now, considering the topic is tribes. So let's shift the focus back onto the tribes here, everybody, and possibly save this for another stream because a lot of people, like you said, Aaron, are very passionate about it, and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, absolutely. So back to the tribes there. Where is that's coming?
So would it be possible, for example, with the tribes, with some of the, the defensive buildings, because I think that probably defenses need more of a buff than offense, but to speed up the reload time on boom cannons, for example.
Firing rate. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
Just
rate of fire.
This is sort of what I was thinking about this morning. Was just other things that are not wrong with the game, but could just tweak it for a couple of weeks. If a flamethrower had a greater range, for example.
Ooh.
I'd be interested.
I like that.
or if boom cannons could fire twice as fast, or not doing more damage, but in effect they would, because it would be quicker.
But speed serum. Think speed serum when you use speed serum in their defenses, they go 300% faster, don't they? So that kind of mechanic of speeding defenses up already exists. That wouldn't need like a complete rework and new code. That mechanic already exists in speed serum. So
can you imagine if there was like a crazy mechanic where it changed the range of I'm still stuck on this flamethrower thing, flamethrower and a rocket launcher?
I think that might be a bit. I think that might be a bit excessive. But if a flamethrower had, if it had the same range as a machine gun, for example, or even 50% more range, you just spice things up a little bit, just change things.
Yeah, it would make it interesting for sure.
Trevor said speed defense statue, but speed defense and defensive speed, I think, could be done. To be fair, I don't see why that couldn't be a thing.
Yeah. As you said, there is already sort of a mechanism in the game for that to happen anyway. So
Camo's really worried that we're discussing about resetting the tribes. It's not the case. We're not going to be changing nothing. Supercell's going to change. The tribes that we've got right now are set. No one wants them changed. It's not.
If you actually, I'm gonna look at the positive on these tribes, because I actually did find one. If you want to look at it like this, with regards to medic healing and cryoneer health, at least for the pro RZCM players, our rifleman, cryoneer, Zuka medic players, that's a pretty nifty boost for that right there. Amping up your cryos and having your medics give some extra juice, healing factor wise, to your troops. I'm looking at that as a positive for the RZCM players.
But then Shish just said hot with a grappler range.
You just need one in the middle of your island. That'd be it.
That'd be just slightly savage, wouldn't it?
I'm just picturing it now. The feedback from the community. Nope. 1 hour. We tried this.
You all wanted hot pots. Everyone moans there's not enough hot pots in the cycle. Here's your hot pot.
Just to come back to what Skulls just said about the current cycle being good for RZCM, as was the last cycle, because we had medkit healing, we had rifle, we had rifle speed or rifleman damage, obviously the med kits and the shock bomb.
Didn't we have cryo
duration
on there as well?
So are you telling me our last 3 tribes have been pro, or our last 3 tribe cycles have been pro RZCM?
Yeah, or paramedic.
I can't remember the one before that, but certainly this is the 3rd cycle with a medic boost involved in it. It's the 2nd cycle in a row with a cryoneer boost involved in it. Let's just see something different.
Yeah, no, I got you on that. I mean, like, I know why we're having the stream, because, as a player myself, and getting feedback from the community, we're all kind of scratching our heads going, WTF at these tribes here. But, at the same time, too, I'm looking for that light in the tunnel. And, I see a little bit of sunshine, coming through.
Here's an interesting one.
With regards to the pro RZCM.
Here's an interesting idea. Apex Perry said, seats on a boat tribe, which I think I know what he means, but I'm just going to twist it just a little bit. Imagine having a tribe that reduces housing space for a specific troop. So you would reduce the housing space for tanks by 3 or 5 or something, which will allow you to get an extra tank on each landing craft.
Ooh, I like that.
Or you could have it for Zookas, reducing the housing space for Zookas by like 1 or 2, and you get an extra Zooka or 2 per landing craft. Things like that.
Yeah, but does anyone remember the 100 tanks per boat?
Yeah, I remember seeing that years ago.
That was just ridiculous.
How long ago are we talking? 3 tribes back. I believe it's the last 3 tribes have had something like this. Yeah.
I'm pretty certain, Nuno, that the last cycle of tribes had med kit healing on, and the cycle of tribes previous to that, had medic healing on, and this cycle now obviously has med kit and medic healing on. Just from the little bit of research that I did this morning, but obviously you guys will have the exact details to hand. But there seems to have been a lot of medic featured recently, and like I said, the cryos as well. This is I think this is the 2nd cycle now that we've had a cryo boost.
Let's have a look. I'm just going
Rec, just a rec sighting in the chat as well. What's up, Rec?
What's up, Rec?
Hey, what's up, Rec?
Just going back through the group.
Should I run my brick tribe boost past Rec again whilst you're looking that up? See what he thinks.
I was just gonna say, Rec, we were just talking about your girlfriend. Oh,
okay, so
funny.
On the 11th of April, the tribes were, or from the 12th of April, sorry, it was medic healing boost.
Nunu just confirmed it in the chat too. Oh, sorry, Aaron, I didn't mean to interrupt there.
That's right.
I just saw Nunu's comment. Yes, that's correct. 2 in a row with the med kit healing. It's confirmed.
Pretty sure there was one before that as well that had something very similar.
Spock saying medkit healing and RL health back to back. I think we had rocket launcher health, isn't it? Rocket launcher damage this time.
I think it was rocket launcher. Yeah, it's been rocket launcher. But that was really what instigated me into suggesting this today, was the fact that it's rocket launchers last cycle, rocket launchers this cycle, cryos last cycle, cryos this cycle, medics last cycle, medics this cycle, and then you couple that with the resource reward on Crab Weekend as well, and you just have to ask, is anyone really thinking hard about the impact of these tribes and what they are when they occur?
Yeah.
Well, when you put it like that, it's kind of hard to defend our counter.
Yeah. Suits just said increase tanks per boat at the cost of tank damage to balance. I think the whole point of having tribes is that you don't offset damage and stuff like that when you boost a tribe.
No, but
something like that.
The way you'd balance that is to have a separate tribe that sped up the rate of fire of boom cannons.
Yeah, boom cannon's health or boom cannon.
Yeah, but then
boom
you
cannon
defeat the
damage.
whole object of having that card in the first place.
You know what? On a week like Aaron, you were mentioning something with regards to like the housing space for a unit being reduced on a landing craft. If they were to go into the direction of like, let's say, boom cannon increased fire rate, then I think you would definitely have to counter it with like what you were talking about, have that extra tank to kind of counter the fact that boom cannon is firing faster.
Yeah,
I like it.
I think that's definitely, I want to say
Cheers,
it's
Flint.
something that could mean the whole reducing housing space thing might be a little complicated, but I don't see why it can be done. They can balance things like that on the fly. I'm pretty sure.
Just a fun idea, and I liked it. I think it definitely makes sense.
A lot of the tribes are like when you have like warrior damage, you quite often have flamethrower damage and things like that count.
Oh, that's almost my favorite.
Yeah,
we need more love for the warriors. That's what we need.
You would think they'd have a
Actually, no, we
warrior.
just had it with Super Warrior.
Don't you think we would have a warrior boost for warrior crab? Would that not make sense?
Yeah.
That would.
I was saying earlier on, the thought process into the actual tribes and the time that they're being released is something that really needs to be looked at. For sure.
Shish, because you said, or just bring RZCM against hasted boom cannons. Hasted boom cannons, I like that. See, that right there, you need to coin that as the name of the tribe boost. So if you had boom cannons firing faster, it'd be called boom cannon haste boost.
Boom cannon haste, I like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Take
Got a
notes,
good ring
Nuno.
too.
Yeah.
Take notes. I think he did have the pen and paper
down.
emoji in the chat earlier. He is taking notes.
Yeah, no, I know you do. But yeah.
Oh, I know, sorry.
But write that one down. That's a good one. But again, see, like just touching on the RZCM side of that comment, people use the tribes. The thing with tribes, is they should be used to encourage other play styles. Lots of people are sat around waiting for the tribes to come around that they want, like Zuka damage. All the op players want Zuka damage. All of the crab players want tanked life leech. Things like that. Instead, tribes should encourage that for those players to try something different, so that boost a troop or something in a way that would entice people to try that troop in a different combo, just to add some variety, spice it up a little bit.
Well, you know what? I think they do that. I don't think they do a very good job at that, because going back to the tribes, I mean, I'm looking at the game right now. Like, there's always two tribes. Generally, the Ice Guard tribe and the Frost Banner tribe. North and northeast. Let's say on the archipelago there for the tribes. Anyways, those generally cater towards defensive health. Building health or building damage of defenses or the HQ. I know HQ can't have attack damage, but we have had HQ health before. So I have noticed that Ice Guard tribe and Frost Banner tribe are generally always catered towards either like defensive health or damage or HQ health. And then Fire Spike tribe is always that offensive tribe. It's always that offensive boost, whether it be Gunboat Energy, Life Leech, Zuka damage, heavy damage. That's why, like, I'm kind of really caught off guard seeing medic healing there, because like that's an offensive tribe.
On the wiki, hang on, I'll bring it up 1 second. Let's jump over here. On the wiki, zoom in so you guys can see.
Oh, nice! There you go. You got it.
Yeah, no, I got it. So on the wiki, it says there are 6 tribes across the archipelago, starting from the top left corner of the map and going clockwise. They are Spirit Dancer tribe, a tribe specializing in support. Its zone is highlighted in yellow. Ice Guard is specializing in defense. Frost Banner is specializing in defense. Fire Spike is specializing in attack.
I knew it. Sorry.
Ember Fury is specializing in attack, and Lifewell is a tribe specializing in resource production and rewards. Those are the official titles for the tribes and what they should reflect. Can
I just touch back on what they were saying then about trying different metas and having the tribes to sort of encourage different gameplay. We used to do a thing in the group, didn't we, a couple of years back, where we used to do an invitation game.
The challenges.
That's right. Yeah.
So we used to do the challenges, and that would be another interesting aspect if they, used the tribe cycles to implement challenges. If you put in, a weekly challenge of you need to use X amount of troops, and if the tribes cater towards the use of those troops, and it actually expands people's abilities within the game as well, and it'd be something to try and keep people a little bit more interested. I know, because we used to get a lot of interaction when we used to do that on imitation game.
People do love them little challenges and things like that. It's just like extra achievements. And I know somebody asked in the chat earlier about extra achievements, and Nuno said that was ruled out. So I don't think that's going to be likely.
No, but just like sort of weekly challenges.
Yeah, they could just do them unofficially and put them on the social media thing to try and get people to try them out, innit?
Yeah.
It strikes me that a lot of people that are in the chat, a lot of people that interact with us, are all maxed or not far off being maxed, certainly offensively maxed players. And when you see people on the official Boom Beach YouTube page or the official Boom Beach Facebook page, a lot of them are kind of moaning that they can't get past the various walls that we know that exist. So I think if Boom Beach is to grow, it needs to grow at a max player level, and helping players get to that max level, I think, should be something that is prioritized maybe more than it is. And opening the tribes up to a lower level, maybe not to the full capacity that they are to max players, but I touched on earlier, when you open that first tribe up, did you say it was Lifewell Beast?
Yeah.
To open the tribe, you have to uncover the entire area, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, rather than doing that, what about once you've opened that particular island up where the tribe is like centered, if you like, that you can then use some of their abilities. That way it would just give you access to the tribes a little bit sooner. So in this particular instance, I think Spirit Dancer tribe is resource reward. So if you were to be able to attain that as a level 32 player, and you could boost that resource reward by 5 or 10%, it might just make enough of a difference to help you push on past that wall.
I
think tribes should be overpowered. It's a little bit.
There is a counter argument to that, though, Paul, in that you kind of do have to build it up anyway. So once you have unlocked that tribe in its entirety, you still can't boost that tribe completely.
No, you have to upgrade it.
You need to upgrade it before you can get the full use of it. So there is sort of that counter argument to that anyway.
I just think allowing even lower level players to get some benefit from the tribes at an earlier stage might help those players push on. Like I said, the main objective is to help those players become maxed players, so they can then start having the benefits of hop in and all of the other things that we do that give us a bit more enjoyment out of the game. But they can get that too.
You know what? I see exactly where Beast Mode's coming with that. But with regards to the counter argument on that as well, the tribes were implemented as a reward for the max level players. I'm just kind of thinking back if that's like the main purpose. I love the idea. I really, really do. But then again, we're taking away from the fact that, we've just rewarded players, for doing everything. But I think the problem is we've got too many players right now that are in that spot where they've done everything. And we've got too little players in that spot where they're making their way to that. I think we've got more max level players than we do, newer level players.
Do you know, I think that's just a byproduct of how the community works. I think a lot, the longer term players who've been playing for a while tend to join the wider community. I think that's just our perception. I don't think that's actually the case. I think there probably are quite a lot of new players.
No, you are right. I know my argument there is kind of like just one side of there. I do know there are plenty of new players coming to the game. Just kind of just giving the counter argument to Beast Mode's point there. I do like his point.
Yeah. So somebody asked Nuno about see if I can find it. Bruce comment. Combined tribe boosts. So 4 tribes open another option, but the tribes you choose alter the boost you get. I think that's kind of like, I mean, Nuno does answer him a little bit further down in the chat, saying, I think this is unnecessarily too complex. We want lower level players to also have access to them. And this is also something that I believe our devs wouldn't look at, which I think is a fair point. Changing the way tribes work, I don't think is the answer. Changing the actual boosts themselves is the way to go. I think we need
I agree.
New boost types rather than new game mechanics, if that makes sense.
No, I do agree. I don't know if Martin or Beastmo want to touch more on that, but that's what I was going to say. But that's what I do believe the game does need. Not the new mechanics for the tribes, but the fresh new tribe ideas.
I think so. Sure. That was really the sort of, that was why we've entitled this Tired Tribes.
Yes.
Because they are that. Like we said, if you hasten, to coin Shish's phrase, if you hasten the defences or increase the defences ranges or increase or reduce the amount of housing it takes. These are new things. They're different things. I remember when Life Leech first came to tribes. Do you remember was it after Vampire Crab? They introduced the mechanics for for Life Leech on Vampire Crab.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we started getting Life Leech tribes because obviously the mechanics were there. It just needed implementing in a different way. Yeah. And that was kind of like, oh, great, this is brilliant. That you were getting Tank Life Leech, Scorcher. All right, Scorcher Life Leech on Scorcher Crab with Scorcher Health Boost made it a bit insane. But
yeah.
See, Shish says eliminate the bad ones too, like flare duration. I think that's the point. There are a lot of ones that are just meh. And timing.
You know what? There's a few individuals who do those very long walks on, a massive attack, forlorn hope, maybe even duplexity, that might require that 30-second flare. No, but for the most part, I think 90% of the player population has zero use for that.
I can safely say that I don't think any of my team that I'm in will ever boost flare duration, and I'm fairly sure they don't ever boost.
Yeah, if
critters.
anything, having a tribe that shortens the length of a flare would be advantageous in certain circumstances.
Well, we've even had.
No, you just don't touch flares. There's nothing wrong with them.
Have we not even had like smoke duration length longer or something that as well?
Yeah, we had smoke duration. Didn't we have a smoke radius one? But it broke the game.
No. I seem to remember something about smoke radius I think it was a bug that occurred after an update once. Right. But it would be a good tribe for helping players learn smoky hits.
Yeah.
Would it not?
Wouldn't. No, because how would that teach them it? That wouldn't teach
it would be
them
a tease. They'd have fun for 2 weeks, and then the real world would hit them in the face.
Yeah, I suppose they would then only do it during the tribe duration.
No, I think for the aspect and for the idea of like an entry level idea for lower level players to get introduced to AZ, I think that's a great idea.
See, now in the chat you've both got Spock and Pang as VP pushers saying don't scrap the crit account tribe. Yet Beast as an op player doesn't like boosting the critter, and that's why they're there with the option to boost, isn't it? So that the tribe appears.
This goes back to about them being subjective. One set will benefit a certain playstyle.
Exactly. Same like shock duration. How many people love that? That weren't bullet shock point hitters. I'm an advocate for the bullet shock point in ops. I love it. I screwed myself for this cycle, boys. So I hated it, but I know a majority loved the shock duration.
I hate bullet hits, so it didn't bother me boosting that.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we're saying. Right? It's entirely subjective. Though tribes on whether they are good or bad is completely subjective. And
It is subjective, Aaron. I do agree with you on that. I mean, we can push back and forth all we want.
We can generalize. Yeah.
It is, but I think Shish has hit the nail on the head. I think we all agree that flare duration sucks.
Yeah. Yeah. Without a doubt.
Remove cryo speed from tribes. It hurts more than it helps. Yep.
They're already fast enough. I mean,
those sort of tribes are dumb. I'll say it. They're dumb because when you're using like RZZM, which is like one of the rare cases where you would use cryos, they end up running like miles off down the road and they get run over and killed before the rest of the troops are even getting off the beach.
This is so true.
You can delay drop them, but who remembers to do that with cryos? Just get out.
Yeah.
Get it gone. That goes back to what Shish was saying about getting rid of the rubbish ones and.
I think we need a rubbish command. No.
Yeah, if only we had one of those.
Oh wait, do we? No,
Yeah.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, we've even got rubbish stickers.
As I get my rubbish command in the chat. Sorry.
I'm quite surprised there hasn't been more exclamation mark rubbish on this particular screen.
I might have just started something, Martin. Not gonna lie.
This goes back to Shish saying about getting rid of the rubbish ones. We need to get rid of the ones that are a bit meh. Bring in some new ones and just tweak a couple just to give them that little edge, just to make them good again. And I think tribes could be great, but right now we need the people who are setting the tribes each fortnight really need to think about what's coming up in the game, because giving us like Power Stone chance or resource reward right before crab, that's dumb. No one wants that. No one needs that.
You know what? I think that's probably going to be the biggest kick in the pants, more than the medkit healing and the medic healing. Is that resource reward on a crab week?
I know, it annoys me. When they give you PSE, watch. I bet you we get PSE after crab. It's always the way.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Power Stone chance. You know what? I can always take more crystals, more fragments, more shards. You send them my way. I like the PSC.
I don't. I'm trying to waste my powder enough anymore.
Would that not be quite a nice tribe? Reducing the amount of time it takes to cook shards.
Yeah.
No. If I can cook an MP in like 6 hours instead of, 12? 10, thank you. I would love to get my power powder that much faster, especially for those players that are like hurting for that power powder. We can turn those MPs faster. But I mean, as a tribe boost, not actually implemented into the game.
Oh yeah, no, as a tribe boost. But how many of us have got multiple thousand shards? Not talking crystals now, shards.
You can't see, but I'm actually raising my hand.
I think I know I have. I know Beast probably doesn't because he's a bit OCD with his stuff.
No, I do. I've got really lazy with it.
But
yeah, Spock, she said, the man in charge clearly does not play. I know Nuno plays. I know they probably don't play like we play, but some of them play. But like I said a minute ago, you just need to think that little bit about what's coming up in game, what events are happening, like warships, like crab, and then base tribes around whatever's gonna. Like warrior crab is happening in a minute. Why haven't we got a warrior boost? And why have we got resource reward? That right there, that's backwards. We should have a warrior boost to go with warrior crab, and I don't know, anything but resource rewards.
anything but resource reward on crab week.
Just quickly, I don't know if the animation hasn't come up or whether it's turned on, but we've just had Grens101 subscribe, so thanks, Grens.
No, it did come through. I seen that.
Yeah,
big shout out
you had a couple other shout out to. There was a couple other new subscribers as well prior to Grens. So
there was
shout out to all you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, there was a couple,
thanks.
But I didn't shout them out because we've been talking but yeah, there has been a few tonight. Big shout out to all of you guys. Appreciate it. Sculptors make diamonds for Supercell.
Cedric, try and keep it family friendly in the chat, please, buddy.
Yeah, you know what? Sorry, Cedric, I gotta hide that, buddy. Let's not get too emotional over this, okay? It is a fun talk stream.
So Nuno
if it gets
says,
too serious, I'm going to have to fall. If it gets too serious, I'm going to have to fall off my chair again.
Nuno says you can't always upgrade your HQ, but you can always spend a small amount of resources to boost if you feel that would help you to gather even more resources. It's true, but the one thing that I will counter that with and say is the strategy that we advocate and promote is the offensive one, which is only raid when you can spend. So
yeah,
while having resource reward is great for players who don't play crab, but you don't need resource reward while we've got crab weekend coming. You know, there's just way too many resources from that weekend as it is anyway, and probably 90% of it goes to waste. So,
well, it's a lot different now because players are going further and further on crab now, so you actually have a lot more resources going to waste now.
A lot of it goes to waste. So
because think about it too, you max out your resources, you max out your raw crystals, you go back into crab, you max out your resources, your raw crystals are maxed out, your tribes are maxed out. Now you're just literally sitting on wasted resources.
Yeah.
Yep.
Apex Prey. Next upgrade, have boats that pop smoke on landing. That's an interesting idea. Think of hits like Complex, so you got the hot beach, and people hate doing that too. Smoke landed. Maybe that'd be quite handy. I know that's off topic, but I thought it was worth a shout. Does SkullCrusher count as a warrior? No.
Unless that warrior is driving that Scorcher, and that Scorcher has a massive hammer, almost like the whack-a-mole coming down instead of a flamethrower, then maybe. But that might be hard to say.
If you speak to ADub, though, he thinks that Scorcher is a tank.
I want to read another comment here that I think it was Pang. Pang said it earlier. No one trying hard uses warriors on warrior crab then.
No.
This is true.
No.
Warrior crab.
Which is true about a warrior boost on warrior crab. I mean, it makes sense because of the fundamental warrior crab.
It's the theme.
Warrior boost. Okay, they go hand in hand. But for the mechanics of the actual gameplay, no, we're not using warrior. I might use warriors on crab, but we're not using warrior.
I totally get that.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this next crab isn't called warrior crab. It's called tribal crab.
Oh, well, that's the warrior crab. Sorry, tribal crab.
Yeah, because the tribal members dress like warriors. But the fact that it is tribal crab, the fact that it is tribal crab, should the tribes not have more crab relevance?
You think?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Just throwing it out there.
No, that is a good point. That is a good point.
Gavin just said that thing is no one's playing the game this week until Crab Weekend comes. Yeah, I
will be.
Yeah, I think a lot of op players, VB pushers, there's still quite a lot of the warship players.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I want to mention that. Like, Gavin does bring up a fair point, but then again, that is like Gavin's perspective on the game there. Like, I got much love for you, Gavin. And like, I can relate to you on that because on the Warship Void week, like, I'm kind of like, oh man, I want warships. But think about it. Like, we go through crazy 3-4 week seasons. You know, we stress ourselves out. You know, most of us do. And, you know, then we finally get to that little bit of peace and quiet, you know, knowing crab's building up, and it goes right back into the madness of warships. I personally like this part of Boom Beach. I wish there to be no changes with the ending of warships and the starting of the new season. If anything, we need to fix the fact that crab starts directly into warship start. If you guys know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's another
have
spree.
the break on the other side of it. Yeah. Have the break after crab and before ships. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only thing
I think there is good balance between warships and crab.
Yep.
Me too. It's just the fact that we go right into warships next season at the end of whatever crab we're doing.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we as a three at BBTFRG have got it kind of. You know, I play a lot of warships. Beast specialises in ops, and Aaron's okay at crab. So we kind of have got, between the three of us, our three specialist areas. I don't know anybody that really pushes hard on all three fronts.
Cactus.
Cactus.
Apart from
Yeah, but cactus is some kind of
That's an easy answer.
cactus is some kind of cyborg sent from another planet to show us all how to play Boom Beach.
Easy exception.
Cactus has been spawned from the Supercell servers that run Boom
He really
Beach.
has. He really has. But anyways, no. I mean, just to answer your question, obviously that's what I would say there. But majority of players, and by majority, most players, no. We specialize in 1, 2 at most.
Just to kind of answer the question, Cedric asks, off topic, but how do you choose the main subject of these streams? If we have a word in what you'll choose, we'd like a new troop/hero stream. We kind of plan these things.
Aaron, don't members
On the
just
fly.
normally message you, or like we just discuss ideas, or
Just anything that sort of comes up sort of day to day, we can sort of pick a theme. But yeah, if people have got ideas for Boom Talks topics, then by all means shoot them in the Facebook group, on the Telegram group, on the Discord, PM one of us, and we'll float the idea, and if it comes up, people are interested, then we'll do it.
It's very much in its infancy at the moment still, isn't it? This
very
Boom
much so.
Talk thing.
Yeah.
I mean, this particular stream was only spawned out of the fact that we woke up to the tribes we woke up to this morning.
yeah, because I was also thinking, like, Aaron, when you messaged me, like, I was like, wait a minute, this is Monday, this is not Sunday.
Yeah.
All right, we're Boom Talking on Monday, impromptu Boom Talk. Let's do this.
Yeah, I've taken a few days off Boom. I'm not playing much at the moment. Not even socializing much at the moment. But
I've noticed that.
yeah, this
Sorry, just touching on Nuno's comment here. He says you get a lot of action during warships in which you have to keep playing it if you want to reach your goals. If you had them overlap or even closer to each other, it would exhaust you. And I get that completely. And, I think the point on what was said with that is that warships ends, and some players are pushing until say 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Sorry, not warships. Mega Crab.
Yeah.
Will
Thing
end.
is, Crab
Some
is
players are pushing till 8 o'clock in the morning.
Crab is extremely intense in a very short space of time. Crab pushes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably talking like the top 1% of players here, but Crab pushes on crabs like Hasty Crab and things like that. Yeah, that is an entire weekend of non-stop booming, relentless.
Yeah.
And then that really does burn you out. And then when you start warships immediately when it ends, when you're already burnt out, knowing that probably the first couple of days of warships are the most important, where you need to grind and you need to push if you want to.
First couple of hours.
Yeah, you need to dedicate. If you're gonna put the time in to do it, that's when you need to do it. Having that break on the opposite, having it the other way around, so having that break after Crab would be better for those players. Not everybody, I get it, but for those players it would. And also with warships is people tend to park before it actually ends. They reach their goal, or they grind as hard as they can, and they don't want to drop it down any further, so they park up to a week, 10 days before it actually ends.
The smart players do.
People are already stopping early anyway, so those players who park, say, a week before the end, they're then getting 2 weeks between the end of their warships and the start of Crab. So
this is true, yeah. I mean, if you're playing the game right to the very end, you are only experiencing that break that it's supposed to be, that 1 week.
Yeah.
But if you park 10 days before the season ends, I mean, well then, you just put yourself at a 17-day break. Jeez. No, it's all good. I get what you're saying.
But yeah, people who park early get their break by parking early. And then obviously the break on top. So if you have that break after Crab and before ships, the people who really do, like I said, I'm probably talking about the top 1% of players who push Crab like push. So probably 99% of players it wouldn't make much difference to, because they're not exhausting themselves to try and get as high as they can on the leaderboard and maximize every attack. So their grind and their burnout isn't going to be as intense. But yeah, maybe if you can have a tribe that boosts the warship season, or delays the Crab start by an hour. Who we got in the chat? What's everybody talking? Let's have a look.
The only crab movie that exhausts me is crabs. It's so repetitive. I kind of feel the same way about warships on that respect as well, Gavin. It's very repetitive. You're doing the same similar things of, you need to find your push points. You need to find certain things. I personally find that repetitive. Well, then I only really play ups, which is unbelievably repetitive.
See, Groove's just said that crab really helps the low-level players, which it absolutely does. I think it was Flint was saying earlier on that the players who grew their accounts back in the day, before Heroes, before Tribes, before Monthly Mega Crab, back when Boom Beach was literally you, your troops, and the beach. That was that. Grinding out and doing what you had to do was an actual effort then. Since then, where so much has been added to the game, and there's so many more free loot and free rewards, and just participation rewards almost. You log in and get given stuff. And now with Monthly Crab as well, it is huge for people by building their accounts. And in that range where the upgrades are starting to cost a lot more and the times are starting to take a bit longer, is around the sort of time that you unlock tribes. So having tribes there that those radar level 20 players could use to do better on Crab, rather than boost the amount of rewards they're getting, to be able to do better. One, it keeps them playing longer. They're going to get the loot that they need anyway. They'll make more stones out of it and more powder, more intel, all that kind of stuff. Whereas if they're just playing for resources and they're using resource reward, they don't need to play as many stages. They don't need to, if we're talking about keeping people playing the game, then resource reward is counterproductive, is it not? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. I hear you.
I get exactly where you're coming from on that.
Yeah, I think it's just goes back to that point of somebody needs to think about what tribes we're getting. What's everybody adding Sky and grab some crowd?
Collect all chests. I don't know where Apex Prey is going with that one. Collect all chests button.
I think he's meaning at the start of Warships, when most players have your Christmas tree of presents to open, multiple rank chests for starting the season. We want to collect them all in one go. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice. It would be nice, but not that big of a deal. I mean, I have found myself complaining about it on streams before, saying we do need a collect all chests button. But it really is only that one moment at the start of the season that it affects us for that 30 seconds.
I'd much rather have a wider selection of interesting tribes than to be able to
I agree.
swiftly collect my chest at the start of each season.
Go on then, chat. Let's come up with 5 new tribes that you guys would think would be good.
Are you asking us, or are we asking the chat?
You guys and the chat.
I love it. All right, give me a second on this one.
Specifically to nail down, but I think having increasing the range and increasing the rate of fire would be a good. So you could run that across all defenses. Obviously, something like an increased rate of fire. What did Shish use? Hastened. A hastened rocket launcher, I think, would be about as overpowered as GVE Gain.
Yeah, that's a fair counter.
Yeah, but then to be fair, overpowering defense is a good thing in my opinion. Too much offense in this game already. Let's beef up defense. Let's make defense a thing. Can you imagine how
You know what's crazy? Like, I think I mentioned this on the last Boom Talk. Like, I thought they beefed up defensive gameplay when they gave us the 3rd proto. Is it going to get to a point now where we might need a 4th proto on the main island?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you can. I don't think another defensive building would defend 16 boosted Scorchers.
I don't know what they
do. I mean, let's maybe it would stand the best chance, but it's still probably getting steamrolled.
I think you've got to enhance more than one building.
I got you.
I think the whole thing of defense needs double
an overhaul.
Yeah, and double all the health and double all the damage. Just double it all right now and just see where we end up. and then balance.
Well, I mean, we got another really good taste of it too when we got to experience the heavy chopper on the main island. Like, I'm not gonna lie, boys, that was probably one of the funnest weeks that I had on the main island in a very long time. New, honestly, the community absolutely loved the heavy chopper week. We need more of that.
Yep. Rocket choppers too. Let's have them both together and see what that's like.
Yes.
For crab,
now you're just getting me excited.
For proto crab, heavy chopper, rocket chopper, lasertron.
Yeah,
make
Shish has thrown a good point up there. What about a Mark IV proto?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I think that, it adds...
Mark IV, yeah, like buff up the defense and the damage of the protos.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, for the proto, like you say about proto troops, what about? No, it's right. I was going to say something else.
Go on, say it, because if it's dumb, we can just take the mickey out of you. Like we normally do. Say it for the fans.
Like when they give us proto troops, having a tribe boost that boosts the proto troop, but like I said, it was dumb because you only get proto troops for a few days, right? So
yeah, you're right.
Be a waste of a tribe boost.
Well, I mean, you only get proto troops like once or twice a year. I mean, like, we don't even get a new troop every other week. You know, it's like every other week.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this would be an idea for another Boom Talk stream, but like an actual like proper weekly cycle of proto troops, considering how many we have in the game.
Pang is just raised a valid point. Mark III protos haven't been upgraded since HQ20. The troops attacking them have had 4 levels since then.
Yeah, this is a very
this is the
point.
This is the point about defense. This is why I said about just doubling all their health and doubling all their damage, because troops and statues and tribes and new troops and proto troops and all that have all been added to the game, and defenses have been left behind. They've had a couple of new levels added since, I don't know, forever. It's not enough.
Yeah,
the balance is way off.
Nunu answered our question about the 2 proto troops at once. I don't know if you want to put it on the screen or read that one.
Yeah, when it comes from, I think I will.
As I say, it'll probably be slightly.
He says, I've had a talk about multiple proto troops at once, and it's not doable due to the change we did with the trader. You no longer buy them from, so you can only have one.
That's a fair point.
Yeah,
I get what he's saying. So we can only take the one proto. We do get the proto troop from the trader.
Yeah.
Or
what you could do is put that option of which proto troop would you like, and you can only buy one from the trader.
Ooh.
Or
that could be an option.
Or give people the choice of. Hang on, when we had proto troops, proto crab. Back in the day, we had all 3 from the trader, wasn't it? That was the only time that we could use...
did. We had Rainmaker, we had MK Lasertron, and we had Critter Cannon. And I think it was like the Lasertron and the Critter Cannon was like the OP meta.
Yeah. But look, Lasertron's 1 Critter Cannon was absolutely savage for Proto Crab. That's what made it so good. But heavy choppers...
saying the buy option is not doable, but a poll... we can see.
I think Nuno might have given us our next Boom Talk about crab and possibly refreshing crab, because like you just said, what made the first proto crab so brilliant was the fact that you could have all 3 protos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
With only being able to have 1 proto now, does that really make proto crab a viable option anymore?
Well, this is it.
Anyway,
they're going to give us one proto per proto crab now, isn't it?
I think if that's the case, we should certainly be able to vote on it.
Pang just said, so no more 6L T1 CC1M, which is 6 Lasertrons, 1 Critter Cannon, 1 Medic with Bullet and Energy Drink. Was absolutely nuts for proto crab. That was the best part.
There you go. I bet you a handful of people were probably scratching their head going, what the heck is 6LT1 CC1M?
There'll be one person...
cheat codes.
There'll be one
cheat codes you just punch into your controller.
There'll be one person out there saying to themselves that that's their EMEI code.
That's actually the cheat code.
That's great.
Yeah.
pushers
the old
use.
cheat codes used to punch into the controllers. Well, for Proto Crab, you have a Proto Troop. That's the exclusivity on it. The voting option is not a bad idea. I would love to see what the community wants, or the majority at least. Yeah, I bet I could, if you would put the options of anything, any of the Proto Troops with Lasertrons as one of the options, and Lasertrons will win. Fact.
What, for Crab?
Yeah, for Proto Crab, yeah.
Don't you reckon Heavy Bus would work on Crab?
Nope. Lasertrons.
I think Heavy Bus might work on Crab.
No,
I mean, I'd probably still take Lasertron, but
yeah, if Dr. Vitamin, yeah, Dr. Vitamin, just said Dr. Vitamin, please. It's another good option. Shocking would be a really good one too. Shocking. I think if you
that was a fun one to play around with.
if you'd have put
Watermelon
Lasertron
bombers.
If you'd have put Lasertron,
Oh yeah, bring those guys back with their crazy splash damage. They were so much fun in that one season.
I don't.
Bombs away, or
I never used
yeah.
them.
They were mental.
If you'd have
They
put,
were mental, and that was putting it nicely. Like their watermelon shrapnel damage was just insane. Like I would love to have the melon bombers back.
I think the thing is, for you crab pushers, you've tried Lasertrons, and you know lasers work really well on Crab. So it's kind of, better the devil you know kind of thing, isn't it?
yeah, Pang's just hit the
I'm
nail.
saying
That
Rainmakers will beat Lasertron as op players will vote Rainmakers and Crabbers will vote Lasertron. I actually prefer Lasertrons
Yeah.
as a Crab player. Sorry, as an op player, I prefer Lasertron.
Pang's hit the nail on the head there. He said that was such a fun combo, talking about the Lasertron Critter Cannon mix. That was such a fun combo, gameplay different to anything else on Boom Beach had to offer, which is true. It was completely different, and it was strong, it was really good,
Yeah.
which made it great, and that's what made it fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of players stay away from the Rainmakers just due to how slow their firing rate is.
This is it.
I mean, yeah, it does OP damage,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is.
They do,
slow,
they
very
do,
slow
they
rate
do
of fire.
loads of damage, but they don't do it to enough buildings. Whereas Lasertrons
No.
cut a path into where you're going. You
Yeah.
line them up and they cut your path for you.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
they're
read,
doing the work behind the defense that you're already targeting. Yeah, it's amazing to see.
if you read the Boom Beach official Facebook page, so many people so frequently in the comments asking for Rainmakers.
I know. People love it for map clearing and stuff, like the low
Map
level.
clearing
easy.
is fun.
low-level
Don't get me
maps.
wrong, but I mean, I'm not using Rainmakers for operations. I'm not using Rainmakers for Mega Crab. I will take the Lasertron over any, just because you need the Lasertron to work with the Critter Cannon. Like, you just can't use one over the other. Maybe full Lasertrons, but it was just the fact that you had the combo of the Critter Cannon in there with all the Lasertrons that just made it super effective.
Yeah. Just to answer Rec, asking, do we have damage amps in the Mega Crab? Yeah, we do. Yeah, there are damage amps on Crab. Fun fact. Rainmakers were really good to snipe the gens from afar. Yeah.
Yep.
As I said, Rainmakers were good for PvP, some ops and stuff, but for Crab,
So,
trolls.
is there anything else that we need to add to this debate about tribes?
Yeah,
Because we kind of
I'm waiting on the guys in the chat then, guys. Let's see if we come up with a couple
Well,
of
I
really
mean,
good...
while we're waiting on the fellas, the ladies and the fellas in the chat there, to come up with their ideas, Aaron, Martin, Beast Mode, like, do you guys have any prime ideas for any potential new tribes?
I think the main thing for me is the switch up, and I think the promise of what the tribes could be when the tribes were released first has never really been fulfilled. And we've touched on things like specific defenses having a longer range and stuff like that. And these are all great ideas. I think there's a lot that we can take away from it of the ideas that have been put out there. But I think Supercell really need to actually take heed of the initial promise that they gave when they released the tribes.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I'm not even coming up with new boost ideas is one thing. I think they just need to fix the way that they're chosen and their timings and stuff. fix that would be,
Yeah.
that on its own would be huge. Just have good ones, and, you know, having not even having good ones, just having appropriate ones. You know, just having appropriate tribes at appropriate time would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Seekers not coming to the main base. They were designed for warships.
I would agree with both of what you said there. That I think that the tribes need to be thought about. There needs to be a chart on the wall in front of the guy that decides what tribes there are, so he knows what tribes he had last week and doesn't repeat them this week. Just to have more sort of more thought. Yeah, thanks again. I've lost me thesaurus. To increase that diversity on tribes. Throwing in those new ones, like we said, would be great. But having a bigger diversity, I think, is really the
throw some new ones in there and polish off the ones that we've had up until now. Shorten building time, says John Power, Boom Beach. I'd like a tribe to shorten building time.
Rec touches on the hero ability would be nice again. Oh, sorry, yeah, John Para brings up a good one.
Yeah, we said about that earlier, Rec.
We did.
And I suggested reducing the size of Brick's backside so she didn't peek on the smoke quite as much. I don't know how you feel about
that. You said,
I can just see his face now. No.
After the stream, right? Yeah, I can do no. I can make some notes for you if you like.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
Of course.
I will type some up for you and get them over to you tomorrow. No problem.
There's Rec. That's what I thought. Oh, I got to show that one.
Yep. Get them rubbish stickers out.
I think you beat me to it.
Okay, we won't have that. We won't go for that one then.
Thanks, Boomer Bill, for coming by. An Intel boost is an interesting one. I think that's quite a good one.
No, I don't.
No? You don't think
No,
that's a good idea?
already have enough. No, I think we already have enough lazy players in the game that don't get intel in the first places.
I know, they're terrible. Them players, they drive you mad, don't they?
Think about it. Like, before, I remember when the daily chest wasn't a thing, so players that used to not just get 3 intel for free just for logging into the game. That right there was like, okay, that I think was the limit. I don't think they need to do anything else. Plus, with intel on Mega Crab, map clearing. If anything, maybe, and this is me being picky, maybe intel on War Factory. But that's about it, because Thursdays always seem to hurt for intel days. I wonder why.
Sure. Shish was got another good one. Defense life leech.
Oh,
yeah, I've just seen that one.
Reverse the mechanics. I love it.
Yeah. So as defenses,
that would work.
As boom cannons shoot at your Scorcher, they regain a bit of health.
That's dirty. No, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah. See, that again, is a way of buffing defense a little bit, which I'm all for.
I tell you what,
which is what we were talking about. Yeah.
That would have a massive impact on warrior hits.
Yeah, it would.
Not really. Why would it?
Well, things like with the flamethrowers and stuff around.
Because it's only increasing their health. It's not increasing their damage.
If it's increase their damage, that would be interesting. For every time they do damage to a troop, that they do more damage on the next shot. So, but then I suppose that would grow exponentially, wouldn't it? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, defense life leech. That's a good one.
You guys have had too much sugar.
I would write that one down. I do like that one as well, considering earlier in the stream, we were talking about the fact that we know that offense in the game is overpowered. We need to cater. We need to put more attention on defense. That would be a great idea to help that.
Yeah. Have only one entrance. Yeah, I did see that, Lewis said about having a different shaped island with more than one landing. One way to approach it, and Nuno just said it's not going to happen. Boom Beach main island was designed to have one.
You'd have to knock out the out like the sub area and the hero hut area, and
and they've already said that there's going to be no major content updates. So things like that I don't think are realistic at this point. Intel boost. The future would love with 100% PSE. Flint looking for more PSC boost.
Don't you have enough, Flint? No.
Steady on, Mr. Poing. Family friendly.
Apex looking for.
What did he say?
Apex.
It's up there, but yeah. Once again, Mr. Poing is riding that line.
Apex
don't
is
be
looking
chuckling at that one.
for a bigger mustache for Brick.
I hope Breck's not in the chat.
No, thing with Intel is Intel was set when MA was a 50-man. Yeah, this is true. No, thing with Intel is Intel was set when MA was a 50-man task force. Four levels of troop upgrades, heroes and tribes have made Massive Attack a 10-man op. This has caused an Intel inflation for similar challenge. Which is,
Intel inflation.
Right.
Wow.
He's got a point with that, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how he worded that. Sorry.
Leave Brick alone. She's just fine. I think we've crossed a line there with Rec when it comes to Brick.
Yeah. Let's go back. Sorry, Rec. No.
Well, if nobody else can think of anything else, I will write up some notes for our friends at Supercell and get them sent over to Nuno, and he can do what he does. And
of course, if anybody else, if anyone else does have any ideas, I mean, guys, do not hesitate to message Aaron.
Yeah.
Martin, Beast Mode, myself, on Telegram.
Yeah, any of us.
On Facebook, whatever. It's not
Drop
hard
it
to
in the
reach out to
comments
us.
on this on here, or
Yeah, for sure.
And like we said before, Nunu and Supercell, they are paying attention. They are listening to what the community has to say here. So we want to try our best here to let you guys know that we're doing our part. We want to make sure that everybody can get heard here. So if you guys do have any ideas that either wasn't talked about or maybe you couldn't think about it on time, seriously, do not hesitate to message Aaron, Martin, Beast Mode, or myself on Telegram or Facebook.
Yeah, absolutely, guys.
Yeah.
And
sure.
if you've got ideas or subjects or things like that you'd like to see discussed in this way on Boom Talk, then we're open to those ideas too. Great stream again, guys. Thank you, Ballsy. I like how
Apex Prey there. A tribe that increases all tribes by 55%.
But since we have them at 55%, where did that put us at 110% tribe?
Yeah.
I like it.
I've lost where I was in the chat now. Poing saying I like how Brick's Tash tickles.
How about a true reduction cost for non-instant training?
Yeah.
Yeah, that I think we were discussing on that a little bit earlier. I'm for that.
See,
I love that idea.
They already do that with Troop Mania, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They already do Troop Manias where they knock 90% off troops' cost, training time, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I that was a brain fart on my end. They do. Maybe they need more Troop Mania. No, they do enough Troop Mania. They cycle it as well.
Yeah,
we get Heavy Zuka Troop Mania. I think we have. Didn't we get like Tank and Bomba Troop Mania? Tank and Medic. Anyways, they normally pair two troops together. I think for Troop Mania. So I think we are good on that end. And Nunu is commenting on it in the chat as well. Troop Mania is already a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I think for the non-IT players, I think we discussed in the last Boom Talk, I think, about special deals, limited time deals, and things like that for non-IT players. At the end of the day, it is probably their biggest source of income for this particular game, and without Supercell making the game, they've got to make money, because without them making the game, there is no game. We all get that. And
Nuno's just said Grens and Bombardier Mania, for example.
Yeah, I'm
was the
pretty
last
sure we
one.
just had that pass.
Yeah. That's what it was.
I think,
Yeah,
I think
we
that
had
was the first time that we had the Bombardier True Mania, so that was good to get the
Range
Bombers
troops.
involved.
KG's
We
just
had
hit the
to
nail on the head there. He says, non-instant trading players just need to get it. And he's right.
And you know what? If they are, I'm just throwing it out there. If they are getting it, guys, do not forget to plug and play that BBTFRG code.
Yeah.
All Skull
Plug
You
Play,
also
baby.
have the option of plugging the code SkullCrusher as well.
Yep.
No, BBTFRG first, guys.
But yeah, I mean, it's changed the game massively for me, for everybody. You know,
Yeah.
it's such a cheap hobby.
Yeah. Compared to
Yeah.
our other hobbies, like me and Martin, for example, are into carp fishing and things like that, which is stupidly expensive. So, 10 a month on Boom, happy days.
Yeah.
Yeah, more than happy. Well, if nobody else has got any more input, I think we've pretty much covered it there. Just quickly, Nuno, before you run away, did you want to let anybody? Oh, well, actually, don't worry about it. I'll talk to you afterwards. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I think we've covered everything that we can cover for this one.
KG says
You got some
KG
in-
Conquest has got some input here.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
I like
Maybe
chicken
before we
wings.
wrap it up, see what KG has to say.
He likes chicken wings.
That's very important.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I like chicken wings.
It's all about chicken nuggets. And
Johnny
Thank you, KG. Noted.
Rex
Noted.
says without IT he won't even open the game.
Patrick Anderson as a new subscriber. Thank you for subscribing, Patrick. Much appreciated.
Patrick.
Respect to
Thanks.
Mr. Anderson.
Patrick, yeah, thanks.
But yeah, it's all about chicken nuggets and chicken dippers.
Says Candy.
Yeah.
Give me a nice beef Wellington.
Shut up, Martin.
Skull knows what I'm on about.
Have a tribe that boosts.
Time for some
resource
rubbish. No,
base
I'm just kidding.
Shish just said have a tribe that boosts resource base rewards. Well, I'm not.
Oh no!
Oh,
so the resource
resource
bases
bases.
on your map
Oh yeah, I got it.
produce more. It just means that your limitless resource boat will get fuller, even more full,
That's
even
it.
more quickly.
That's it. The guys.
So when
who-
you accidentally tap it,
Yeah, well, don't the Lifewell ones, the ones that boost like wood production and things like that, don't they already boost your resource bases as well, don't they?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Yeah, well, you do have resource reward boosts, and you have resource production boosts, don't you? So the resource production boost is already there. But I think what he means is to actually gain resources when you kill the resource base, is what I think he's
Oh,
getting
right,
at.
okay. Yeah, I think resource
So
reward
if you-
would apply there, wouldn't it?
So if you boost your rocket launcher health, for example, does that boost the health of the rocket launchers on your resource
Yep.
islands?
Yes. I'm
Yeah, it
pretty
does.
sure.
Yes, sir.
Actually, let me check that out right now.
Yeah, it does.
Give me 1 second. I'm positive. I'm about to boost this rocket launcher health.
Skull's going to do it now just for science.
I'm doing it for science, boys. Okay, so we're at
Not that it matters,
55%. Rocket launcher on main base right now has 15,480 base stats. Tribe health 8,514. Let's go to a resource base. And I don't have any resource bases. Crap! Somebody's got to do. I got no resource bases on SkullCrusher, boys. I own my archipelago in resources. Somebody needs to do this. I just boosted my tribes for nothing. No,
Yeah.
I guess we'll get some benefit out of it.
Hang on.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
I've just checked it on one of mine.
Yeah, they do.
So they do.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, Martin. Thank you, Beast Mode.
I can't remember the last time I lost her.
I don't let anybody take my resources on SkullCrusher. If they take my resource base, I take it right back.
I got one. I got
Yeah.
one or two on my lower level accounts that I trade back and forth for single VP that sometimes needed to get the VP chest. But other than that, I don't bother them.
Like, I know back in the day, VP pushers used to, I think I learned this one through Master Morty when he was pushing VP. VP pushers used to not collect their resource bases. They used to leave them on their map, and then
Yeah.
at the end of their push, the final VP was you collecting all your resource bases. I don't know if that's still true or not, but maybe somebody can confirm that, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Nuno saying that, yes, they do. Man, I have a lot of delay. You need to refresh. You might need to refresh the stream, Nuno. It'll catch up. Shish saying that resource bases are just stagnant, which, yeah. The only reason why I keep my resource bases and things like that is for the resource boat, which I don't collect. And then if and when there's an update, all the diamonds that I save up and the resource boat will get me a whole bunch of upgrades done. Usually my landing craft, statues, all that sort of thing. Get them all done right off the bat, and then I can go back to being lazy and not having to worry about grinding for resources.
I wonder if there'd be a way to link tribal boosts to trader deals.
In what way?
Making them better.
Well, have a tribe boost that gives you an extra 50% chance of having something good from the trader.
Something like that. I'm not sure that one would. I'm not sure it would actually work. Just something. I just came in from left field.
So Lewis's comment there, that once again, that might be an idea for another episode of Boom Talk. Like, I think from this one episode of Boom Talk, fellas, we got at least 2 or 3 good ideas for the next couple episodes of Boom Talk.
Yeah, definitely.
I will put a poll up. I will put a poll up on Facebook and on YouTube for the topic for the next Boom Talk, and the choices will be Mega Crab, the VP pushing, and the cheating conspiracy.
The cheating conspiracy, I like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean,
for that one, we
there's
need
nothing wrong with just
VP
talking about it, figuring out what's going on, and just doing our thing.
Yeah, so it'd be the crab stream or the VP pushing / cheating stuff, and maybe something else. There's a couple of ideas floating about, so I'll put a poll up.
Absolutely.
Anyway. We'll put a poll up and see what we can come up with. And get Skull to put one up on his channel too, so you can vote twice.
Oh yeah, I'm obsessed with these polls on my channel now.
Yeah, I know.
I'd noticed that.
That's what the spiffing.
But
Brit
no,
does.
I mean, on a serious note, when you do have the list compiled, like I know you're going to be sending some information off to Nunu tomorrow, but when you do get that post up on Facebook and YouTube with regards to the next episode of Boom Talk, yeah, please do not hesitate to let me know, Aaron.
Yeah, no,
I'll get that up in a heartbeat, buddy.
Sure thing. Yeah, Grants. You watch a Spiff and Brit as well.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no harm in trying, man. No harm in trying.
Yeah. I like Spiff and Brit. He's funny. Breaking.
I've never heard of him.
No, he hacks McDonald's and gets free McDonald's things like that. It's all about exploits and drinking tea. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and I love his avatar. But anyways, that could be another episode of Boom Talk. No.
Yeah, for sure. What other YouTubers are good right now? Right then, I think that pretty much it then, guys. I think we'll wrap it up there. I will compile a list of the best ideas and different points, Nuno, and get that over to you tomorrow. And yeah, we'll get the polls up, find out what we want to do next, and get it scheduled. Want to thank SkullCrusher for co-hosting again. Always a
cheers,
pleasure.
Skull.
Fellas, I love this. We're on episode 3 now. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Martin. Thank you, Beast Mode. To the YouTube chat, we had some amazing names pop in. We still have some amazing names in the chat there. Nunu, I want to thank you as well for taking time out of your day and, not only chatting and engaging with us, but for answering questions from the viewers as well, which I think is just freaking awesome. So thank you for that. And you guys, thank you for showing the love and support. Remember, if you want to see more Boom Talk, show us the love, guys. Do not forget to leave a like on this live stream. The more likes we get, obviously, the more incentive we know you guys want to see more of these streams. So thank you, guys. Aaron, Martin, Beast Mode, you guys rock. I talk too much.
Yeah, big shout out to you, Nuno. Thanks for coming in and showing face. And the other Boom Tubers and that's Shish Kebaba and guys who come in the chat as well. Flynn. All showing face, getting involved. It's all good. It's what we want to see. But we'll catch you next time, guys. Thanks for coming by. And yeah.
Take it easy, guys.
Yeah, thanks a
Bye.
lot, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Been a blast.
Right.
Cheers,
Bye,
guys.
mate.